Okay, great. So Sajad, it's a great pleasure to have you here today in our Crossline Education student interview. So, mind if you
Yeah,
begin by introducing yourself to the audiences?
yeah, sure. First of all, I am Sajjad Ali. Basically, I'm from Pakistan, Karachi, and I have completed my bachelor's degree also from Pakistan, and I applied for my higher studies for China in Sichuan University, and now I am studying my master's degree as a MBA student in Sichuan University.
Yeah, great. So, let's come to the next question. So, how is your
Yeah.
admission status? Say, for example, your GPA, your academic records when you apply for Sichuan University back then.
Yeah, so my academic background, are you asking for my academic background? I think.
Yeah, academic background, and also do you have scholarship?
Yeah, I got fully funded scholarship in Sichuan University. By the way, my academic record is I have done my bachelor's degree in Commerce, uh, BS Commerce. It was a bachelor's of science in commerce. So my CGPA was around 3.8, and I have one publication also in my bachelor's degree. And then I have done I oh sorry, I also have my how do I have also my job experience when I apply here. I also have a job experience when I completed my degree. I have also when I completed my bachelor degree, I got a job. And yeah, so this is
Great.
my background. Yeah.
Yeah, great to hear from you. So, what made you choose Sichuan University among all the other main universities in China?
Yeah, I because Sichuan University is I think when I apply for universities, I got two admission letters, but I choose Sichuan University because it has great research in all over the world. I think it's around fourth, or its number is on fourth number. I think Sichuan University stands for research, so that's why I choose the Sichuan University. And basically, it's in Chengdu, and Chengdu is quite good place, so that's why I choose Sichuan University.
Okay, great. Next question. So, how was your application process back then? Like, do you have any tips or suggestions to secure a scholarship and also to get entered by the admitted by the school?
Yeah, application process is quite easy and very smooth. I just apply online. Everything is very smooth. I just apply on the CSC portal also, and also apply on the university portal. And when it's result out, I just upload the documents, and everything is simple. But it's the tip for everyone: apply early as soon as possible, because the CSE deadline is in February. If you apply late, you will get a very late reply. Or in Chinese university, I think you first come, first serve. So tip for everyone: when you apply, apply as soon as possible.
So for Sichuan University, it's like first come, first serve, right?
Yeah. If you apply first, your interviews was on the first priority, or yeah.
Yeah, speaking about your interview, if you still remember, like what did they ask you and how is it difficult? Do you have to prepare for anything?
No, I told you it's quite smooth and easy process, so I didn't feel any difficulty while applying. Or
Yeah, great. So since this is about application process, now let's come to the part of the campus itself. To begin with, how
Mhm.
big is the international students community and is it diverse? And when you come to the school, is it easy for you to, well, get merged to the social circle, to the students community, etc.?
Yeah, it's large and diverse. ISO also helps a lot. Easy to finding footsteps, so it's quite easy for me.
Like, do
And
you
now
have
I feel
any?
like
Yeah,
Sichuan University is my second home.
yeah, great to hear about that. So, like, do they
Yeah,
host any social gatherings or maybe activities from school and also from the students' community?
yeah, we got a lot of university trips. Also, our business school provide us a trip, so there are a lot of things. Yeah,
Okay, good. So it means that like your school must have international office, right? So these staffs, these professors, are they supportive?
yeah,
Very much?
yeah. They are quite supportive. Yeah, they are quite supportive. Yeah.
Yeah, good to hear from that because many schools vary. Some are supportive, others may not. What's your major again?
My major is MBA.
Oh, MBA. So how is
Yeah.
the daily life, what is the studying itself easy or difficult? Like how many hours do you have to dedicate to studying per day?
It depends on you how much you are sincere with your studies, or so it all depends on you after class how much you do efforts for yourself, or so it only depends for you. Sometimes I study for 3 hours, or sometimes I study 2 hours. So it really depends on the student. So how much they
Great.
are sincere with their self. So yeah.
So, in your class, do you work and study with international students, or do you also study with Chinese local students? And how is your GPA ranked? Do you rank
Oh.
them with all international students?
Yeah, in our class, we all are international students. So in our class, there are no any Chinese students, no any local. We are all international students.
So, when you rank the GPA, for example, like, yeah, since you're on scholarship, so I guess that you have
Mhm.
to renew your scholarship every year, right? How difficult is it to retain the scholarship? Or maybe you just have the scholarship on a 2 year, 3 year basis without renewing.
No, no, no. I have a scholarship on renewal basis, but it's not very difficult. You have to participate in class. You have to good behave with your professors, your faculty also, and also you have to study and you have to gain some good grades. So it's quite difficult, but if you are hardworking, or so it's not too much difficult for you.
Yeah, so what is the dormitory like for Sichuan University? How many people in the one
Mhm.
room, and do you have anything like curfew, or can you cook by yourself? These are most of the questions we get asked by our students.
Yeah, for dormitory, it's quite good, and for international students, if you are doing master, so you have two bedrooms to share with someone. And if you are doing PhD, then you have a separate room. They provide you a separate room, and it's quite affordable. Wi-Fi is free, and the electricity is quite cheap, or so it's quite good. Yeah.
Yes, great. So also some student asked the one question. So how is the monthly
Mhm.
expenditure for studying in Sichuan? Is Chengdu affordable to places like Beijing or Shanghai?
Oh, Shanghai and Beijing is quite expensive, but Chengdu is quite cheap. So if you are on a scholarship, you can easily survive here in 1000 RMB in the month. If you are not too much expensive, if you don't have too much expenses, but if you are eating good food or wearing good clothes, so in 1000, it's very much enough for one student for a month.
Yes. So how about your daily life, for example? Like when would you normally wake up and say for example, today's Wednesday. How would you spend a normal Wednesday if as a normal student?
Yeah, so I wake up around 7 a.m. in the morning because I have class today in the morning around 8 p.m., 8 a.m. And then I go to class. It's around 11 a.m. And also I have Chinese comprehensive classes today around uh, 12 12 to 2 p.m. and then I go to the gym and then go to my friends for tea and then back to my dormitory.
Amazing. So you also take Chinese courses, right? Like, does your school have requirements for students when do you have to pass HKK 3 or 4 for graduation? Do you have anything relate rules like
Yeah,
that?
yeah. Yeah, for graduation, you have to pass HSK 3 also, and you have to pass one subject of Chinese comprehensive language. So these are both the requirements. So it is you have to pass HSK 3 for your graduation. Without HSK 3, they didn't give you the degree.
Okay, great. Since you're like a
Yeah.
business major student, you're not a STEM student. I think you don't really go to laboratories that often. But what do you think about the school's facilities? Like, for example, library, gyms, as you mentioned, and also other places. Do you think that is how good are they?
Yeah, Sichuan University is a huge university. Even I came here in September, so I spent 8 months in Sichuan University, but I didn't visit the whole university. So it is a huge university. There are a lot of parks. There are 6 to 7 gyms, or there are in Sichuan University. Every school has a separate library, and they have also two big libraries for students. So it's quite big university, good university. Yeah.
Yes,
There
great.
are a lot of canteens for the students. The food is quite affordable and yeah,
I was about to ask you about the canteen. So, I think, well, some students may have dietary uh, restrictions because sometimes they prefer vegetables, sometimes the halal. Like, does the school and also out of the school? Like, I know that schools must have halal restaurant, but what about outside of school in Chengdu, or maybe vegetarian as well?
yeah, there are a lot of restaurants because I am also Muslim and I prefer halal food. So I really because you when you go out the university outside there are a lot of halal restaurants in the market and you can find a variety of food. If you are vegetarian, if you are not vegetarian, you found a lot of things. Halal restaurants, yeah.
Yes, great. What about socializing with local students? Because you just mentioned that, well, I guess international students here, they study together at the
hmm
same class and also they have the separate dormitory. Like, do you have a chance of get along well with local students?
Sometimes we communicate, but in Chandu, a lot of students cannot speak English. So there is a one barrier, language. So if you can speak Chinese language, you got a lot of Chinese friends, or yeah, if you must know the Chinese language. If you come to China, you must know to how to communicate with people. So
Yeah, speaking about which, I guess that in Chengdu, English is not as popular as in Beijing or Shanghai, other major cities. So,
yeah,
how would
yeah,
you
yeah.
overcome this challenge? And does it bring any inconvenience to you normally?
Oh, when I arrive in China, on first 2 or 3 days, it's really difficult for me. But now I just learn some words or communicate with them. But now it's quite. But Chandu people are quite friendly. They are very helpful, and so it's not difficult for me now. They are very helpful, and language is just a barrier, but they are quite helpful and they are very friendly people in Chandu. So yeah,
Yes, and also because Chengdu is located in Sichuan, one of the most, well, one of the places with
yeah,
most tourists and also tourist attractions. Have you traveled
yeah,
out of Chengdu and to other places? And is it convenient for international students to travel around China?
yeah. I visited. Shanghai. I visited Beijing. Also, I visited Xi'an and Chongqing. It's very quite convenient and it's very cheap. So it's very convenient for us as an international student. It's very convenient. You just have to book fast train or you just book the flight ticket, and these are very cheap. So it's just on your fingertips. But yeah.
Okay, great. So next question is about career. So first thing, comparing to other major
Mm-hmm.
cities, Chengdu is not the places with most job opportunities. Like, first of all, does your school have any
Mm-hmm.
job fairs, especially for foreign students in China?
It's still not, but maybe in future, but it's still not.
By the way, how many foreign students are there in your school? Like, do you know like approximate number?
Around 300 to 400 international students in my school only. Yeah.
I think the number of international students is growing every year. Is that so?
Yeah, they are growing. Yeah, it's growing.
What's your plan for after graduation? Do you want to work in China or maybe work in other countries or maybe go for a PhD?
Yeah, maybe I apply for PhD in China in Sichuan University, or if I got a good opportunity as a job, as if I found a good job in China, so I really like to stay in China.
Speaking about which, I guess that for postgraduate and PhD, you all need professors. So, how good are your current professors? And is it difficult for you to find a future professor for PhD studies?
It's really not hard to find professors, but if I got opportunity to work as a PhD, so I will do my PhD under my this professor because he's quite helpful and good professor, friendly. So I really want to do my PhD under his supervision.
Yes, great. By the way, if if it's okay to tell, so what is the most common choice for your
Mhm.
classmates after graduation? Like, do they go for doctorship or maybe do they go to other countries or stay in China?
For in my class, I all have some European classes. In my class, they all are European students. Like some from Germany, some from Italy, some from Germany. Sorry, I mentioned Germany, and some from Hungary. So they're also planning to live in China. So they really like China. So yeah, maybe they will apply for jobs or maybe for PhD. So they are planning to live in China for future.
Yeah, this is okay. So does your school have any support, like international office? Will they support you with any opportunities or maybe with any ideas of how to find a job in China?
Yeah, they offered a job fair also. Maybe it's on 17th April on an international job fair in China, in Chengdu, sorry. Sichuan University also offer a international job fair in Chengdu on 17th April. So they are providing really a great opportunities and they are very helpful. So yeah.
So you mean that they would hold the job fairs with in big companies, right? So I think especially for international students.
Yeah,
Oh,
especially for international students. Yeah.
okay, great. So I think we got few remaining questions left. So the first one is that, well, so the backup question is that, well, as an MBA student, what would you learn during your courses? Like, what are the main subjects?
My main subjects are finance, accounting, managerial economics, for accounting, macroeconomics, supply chain management, communication management. So I'm learning this. Yeah.
Yes, great. So I would use one question to wrap this Q&A up. So this is the question that I always ask the people I interviewed. So what is the advice that you would give to the students who are applying for Sichuan universities, but also to other Chinese universities?
Yeah, I also, before I mentioned, apply as soon as possible and do some online courses related with your field when you are applying international any university. So you have some courses, you have some certificates, and you have some good. You may first of all, your good profile is really a good impression for you. So yeah, and first of all, you apply for very early. As soon as admission open, you should apply.
Thank you so much, Sajad, and hope you have a nice day. By the way, this is your dormitory, right?
No, I am at my friend's place.
Okay,
It's
okay.
not my
So,
dormitory.
okay. So, again, thank you for taking our interview. I hope you have a nice day. We extend our heartfelt thanks to on behalf of Crossline Education. Hope you have a nice day ahead. Thank you.